Hi everyone, in this episode I am going to show you how I cook my keto chicken schnitzel and chicken parmigiana. So let's get started. Okay, so I have now got all my ingredients out, and the first thing I have is the chicken breasts. So I do buy the schnitzel already prepared, but this is just basically 2 chicken breasts cut in half through the girth and then flattened out. Just makes it simple for me to buy it this way, but obviously you can take that extra step if you want. The other thing that I use for the outer coating, so I have blanched unmeal to go, that would be like you would use flour normally. And then the outer coating, I use these pork crackles. These are fantastic, very yummy to eat just ordinarily, but putting these in the food processor to ensure that it's nice and fine, it makes it really crunchy and yummy on the outside. So the first step is to get this into the food processor, which is here. So it's just 2 packets of the pork crackle. That's what it looks like inside. So you can use those for biscuits and cheese. I use them instead of the biscuit. Or eat them just like chips. So, okay. So what we're looking for is the finest texture that you can get, because we want it to stick, and if it's too chunky it just won't stick. And I find just going through and making sure that you get all the bits that haven't broken away out. Helps. So we just lay that out because we've got 4 that we need to cover with this, so we don't want to have too much sort of sticking onto the first 2 and then the other 2 not being so good. So on our second plate, I'll put on the almond meal. Okay. Just spread that out. Again, enough to what you think will cover 4 of the schnitzels. Because obviously once you get into this, your hands get sticky and you can't really get to more mixture without too much of an issue. Then we have 2 eggs. 2 eggs is what you need to be able to cover 4 schnitzels. Just give that a whisk to break it up. Should be enough. Add a layer of salt and pepper to the pork crackle. You don't need too much salt, it is quite salty with the crackle. Okay, so the chicken schnitzels are now in the fridge, and I thought as a side dish to this particular meal I would do avocado chips and sweet potato chips. Obviously with keto, sweet potato should really only be consumed when you're in weight management. As I said, I do lazy keto, so I do have some sweet potato every now and again, and I find that I'm okay with that. But you know, it's totally your choice. So I'm just going to peel this avocado. Going to grab another egg because I ran out of egg before. Okay, that looks pretty good. Now you want an avocado that's fairly firm. I think this avocado is probably going to be a bit too soft, but we'll give it a go. And we're just going to do what we did with the chicken, but with the avocado pieces. There we have it. We have the tempura avocado. Okay, so we're now ready to cook, and I've got the sweet potato chips here. So these need to go in first. They take 45 minutes, and need to just pop the oven on to 180. So it's ready. And then we just pop the amount of chips that we want for the meal onto a tray. And the rest will go in the freezer for a later day. Now for this meal I am only also using 2 of the 4 chicken schnitzel, and today I'm actually going to make chicken Parmigiana, so I'll wrap up 2 of these. They will last in the freezer, no problem at all. So again, if you're going to the effort to make them, you may as well spend the time, make a batch and have them ready waiting for you in the freezer. I don't freeze them cooked. If I'm going to eat them the next day, I'll sort of cook up a few, but in this instance I'm going to actually freeze a couple. So they're good to go into the freezer. These are the ones I'll use for cooking the meal. And the chips will go back in the freezer And these chips will go in the oven. The oven's now heated up to temperature, so I'm going to pop these chips in and set the timer for 30 minutes. Okay, so the chips have been in the oven for 30 minutes, so I'm just going to grab those out. They've got another 15 minutes to go. I'm just going to turn them. Okay, I'll pop those back in the oven. And now we're going to be ready to cook our chicken. So the chicken needs to be on a medium heat because you don't want to burn this. So once your cooktop is hot, or your pan is hot, reduce that down to a medium heat. So on mine, out of 9, it's on a 7. Add some avocado oil. Grab some butter. Put some butter in the pan. Mix the two together, just makes it really yum. And then I always pop just a little bit more on the top sides of the chicken, so when I turn it over, there's more butter in the pan. Okay. Just make sure that this mixes well. Just gently place in the chicken. Now with the chicken, I cook it 5 minutes on each side. 5 minutes on each side when I'm going to pop it in the oven with the cheese and sauce and the Parmigiana, but I'll do it 8 minutes if we're just going to eat it as a schnitzel. So we'll give that 5 minutes and we'll turn it over. Okay, that's 5 minutes on the timer. I'm now going to carefully flip them over. It's nice and golden brown. And as you can see, that butter that I put on top is now starting to melt through, and that'll just help with that browning. So now we'll give it another 5 minutes, and once that 5 minutes is up, I'll top them, put them in the oven, and we can cook the avocado. That's the other side done. We just might give them a little flip over to make sure. Oh, lovely. So that butter has really helped to brown those up. So we'll just transfer them now from from one pan to the other. This is where we will dress them with the cheese. Just turn that down a little bit because we're about to do the avocado. So we use tomato paste to top them. Some people do like to put ham as well on the top. Up to you if that's what you would like to do. I think it overpowers it and I don't particularly like it. Just cover that with the tomato paste. Get it in all areas. And then I like parmesan, so I just do a light sprinkling of parmesan. You could have put that in the crumb if you wanted to, but I like it on top. And then top that with cheese. So this is just plain old tasty cheese. That's all you need. Again, that's preference to how much you like on each of yours. Heaps or not so much. Okay, now these go into the oven for a further 5 minutes, just really to melt the cheese. So pop those in. Check the chips while we're here. So I might just give those a mix up. And put them at the bottom shelf of the oven, just so it keeps them warm with. Okay, so now whilst we wait for that to cook, I thought I would get our avocado chips ready. Just going to use the same liquid. It's on 5. Don't want it too hot because again it'll just end up burning. Let's pop that on. And then I'll put a dash of butter on each of those. That way when I turn them, we'll again have some fresh butter to help them along. Now obviously we don't really need to cook the avocado. This is just really about browning the outside. So it doesn't need to be there long. So we'll give it a couple of minutes on each side. Okay, we'll just give these a turn. Oh, look how lovely and brown that is. I'll let them go for another minute or so and we'll be ready to plate. Okay, so we're finished frying off our avocado, and then we have, I'll just turn the oven off because we're finished with it, our beautiful keto chicken parmy, and then our sweet potato chips. So I'll just go ahead and put that on a plate. Just finish that off with some sweet potato chips. So it's just like a pub meal, except it's all keto. So there we have it, our chicken Parmigiana with sweet potato chips and avocado crunchy things.